On an autumn evening glowing with the colors of sunset in Granada, where the scent of history mingles with the fragrance of orange trees, Lucia stands alone on the balcony of her apartment overlooking the Albaycin neighborhood, looking at the Alhambra glowing in the last rays of the sun. She wonders, what's the point of someone loving you so much, and not understanding you? Lucia Ramirez, a painter, has been living alone for 3 years after her breakup with Javier Ortega, the writer who loved her to the point of obsession, but never sought to understand her inner painting. He loved to talk to her about himself, his books, and his readers, and wrote about her often, but he never once asked her, "How do you feel?" It all began at the Bohemia del Sur Café, where they first met at a small book festival in Plaza Nueva. She was holding a painting that caught his attention, a featureless woman, bathed in shades of blue and pink. He asked her, why featureless? Because no one really sees each other, she replied quietly. But he didn't stop there. He wrote a piece about her that he published in his weekly column in El País, The Girl Who Paints Ghosts. He later fell in love with her as if she were a character in his novel. But he never saw her daily details, her silent sadness, or how she made her bed every morning in such a neat way that she seemed to be preparing herself for her departure. That evening, it was raining gently, and music was filtering through her elderly neighbor's window, the soft notes of a Spanish guitar. Lucia sat down at her small table, prepared herself a plate of tortilla española, and a piece of goat cheese with honey, and poured herself a glass of cold white verdejo. She ate slowly, as if teaching herself what it meant to be complete without the other. At that moment, a package arrived in the mail. It was from Javier. A small notebook, written on its cover in his own handwriting, "Things I've never told you." She opened the first page and found, "I loved you so much, but I didn't look for you when you disappeared into silence, and I didn't come close when you were moving away. You were one of my beautiful things, but I didn't make you the most important. Forgive me." She didn't cry. She didn't laugh. She just closed the notebook and looked at the Alhambra, its lights on. She felt something like peace, not because he apologized, but because she finally knew. Love alone isn't enough. If it doesn't seek you out when you're gone, if it doesn't see you when you're silent, then it doesn't know you. The next morning, she went for a walk in the Generalife Gardens, sipping a cup of hot cocoa with cinnamon, and taking pictures of the pomegranate trees that, like her, had ripened. She smiled to herself. Maybe I deserve a love that doesn't need explanation, because it understands.